Hello everybody. Today I'll share some things that bother me about my Mazda CX-30, which I bought brand new last year. So I've done around 12,000 kilometers with the car, and as you probably already know, it is, generally speaking, a nice car. It's fun to drive and it is comfortable. But there are some really annoying things, especially considering that the car is made in Japan, which in my mind stands for quality. Let's start with the driver's side mirror, which for some odd reason begins to vibrate when I'm doing 60 miles per hour or 90 kilometers per hour. And this is especially irritating when I'm on the highway, because once I see it, I cannot unsee it. It becomes like a magnet for my eyes. Dashboards. Well, the dashboard began to rattle after 1 month of ownership. Now, I live in Bulgaria where the roads are obviously not in perfect condition, but nevertheless, this is unacceptable. Door handles. The inner part of the door handles is actually made of plastic, and every time I unlock my car and approach to open the door, this plastic part moves ever so slightly to the point of being irritating. I hate this. Brake pedal. The brake pedal sometimes begins to pulsate or vibrate, and it is a very odd sensation because it kind of pushes against my foot, and this is very noticeable at lower speed. While, for example, I'm driving in the city. Now, when I took the car to the dealership to check this and the other issues, the mechanic told me that these new Mazdas have some very complex, very sophisticated braking system. And because of a thing called a synchronizer or something like that, it is normal to have such sensations in the pedal. He said, "Don't worry, the brakes are still working." Yeah, man, thanks for assuring me. Brake noise. Again, so this is mostly noticeable at lower speeds while I'm driving in the city. So every time I release the brake pedal, there's this click-clacking noise coming from the discs. When the brake pads release the disc, it's like click, click, track, 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 track. I've driven other cars, and in none of them has this been so audible. Parking sensors. They work, but they're slow. Very slow. Gearbox. I have a car with a manual gearbox, and every once in a while, at some of the traffic lights, the first gear just won't go in. So I have to press the clutch again. And sometimes I have to actually press the clutch twice. And it's just crazy. It drives me crazy. I used to have a Mazda 2 prior to this car, which was again with a manual gearbox. And I've only experienced this thing like a few times in that car for the whole duration of ownership, which was 5 years. Last but not least, there's this strange thumping sound coming from underneath when I turn left or right and onto a ramp. So let's say I'm entering the parking lot of a mall. So if I turn left, I'll hear the sound from the right side of the vehicle, and vice versa. Now, the mechanic didn't believe me at first, so I had to show him a recording of this. And he said that, well, this is very, very strange. And he promised to inspect the car thoroughly, which he did, supposedly. But he said, everything looks fine. I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's made in Japan. Shouldn't be like this. Have you ever experienced any of these issues with your Mazda? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching. Ciao.